real quick. Why you acting like you're game right now? Acting like a what? You heard me. Sit down.
So in case you've been living under a rock, there's been this antagonizing streamer named Chudthebuilder going around and poking and prodding at a bunch of different black people or anybody that will really just stop and give him the time of day in order to get some sort of rise out of them. He drops the slurs, he calls them names, all these things, and his whole premise is that we should have free speech, no different than anybody else. Now this whole time he's been banking on the lobbying on his side, saying that hey, if they do something to him, he'll be able to retaliate.
You do talk about your dick.
Ah, I'm sorry, I'm in your head.
Come back over here.
Okay. Let's not
Come back over here.
Let's not fight. I am.
Touch me again. Go pick up my hat again. You heard me.
Yeah, me fucked up. I'm not picking up no hat.
Not only is the entire internet tired of this gimmick, but also that law enforcement and anybody in the legal system is also tired of this stupid.
Why did he stop?
If what you're doing is going around using racial slurs and profanity, that's a little different.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Are you gonna argue that in court? Because I walked into the gas station and walked out, and as I'm walking to my truck, I turn around. He's got something behind his back that looks like a gun. It's a drill.
They're saying that
so I turn. I don't give a fuck what they're saying. It's all recorded and it's live streamed.
I know. I got you. And I'm just telling you.
And I have every right to say whatever I want on the internet without being chimped out on in public.
But as he's realizing in real time that he can't go out there and scream at people, antagonize, and think that the law is going to be on your side, he messed around and he found out this weekend, and not in a good way.
You're under arrest.
What did I do? Okay. Can you lock it?
If you knew this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's going to go a long, long way for the channel. Nothing quippy, nothing quirky, just subscribe. Now, back into the video. Chudthebuilder isn't innovative or creative in the space. He's somebody that has always existed for forever and a day. He's somebody who uses his racist, quote unquote, free speech card in order to get off whatever he wants to do. It's not edgy, it's truly just lazy content.
Right.
Or what? You heard me. Or what? Back up.
Stop saying that.
Or what?
Why you saying
You might want to back up, you're gonna get sprayed. Because I can say it's America. Because it's America.
Like, what
I can say what I want.
His strategy is simple, and he believes that it's a shortcut to fame. He says something racist, waits for a reaction, and then gets shocked when people react. It's not commentary, it's not satire, it's the furthest extent of the whole, well, it's a free country, I can say what I want, put to the test, all on live stream. When I see clips and videos of him bragging about the viewership that he has, it lets me know that he's not really putting his beliefs or anything to the test. It's some sort of
he's not.
It's some sort of, hey, I just want to draw eyeballs to what I'm doing. Hell, even those in his own community who we would normally associate with being a racist just like him have sniffed this out and said that this is like super weak, it's lazy, it's not productive at all, and it's actually quite lame.
Even more than that, bro, like he loves Nick Fuentes, but even more than that, it's like not only is it lazy, you're doing it for no reason. And his whole thing about this was why he was mad and why he even started doing all this was because black people got him. Well, he claims it was black people, but the person who actually got him fired from his job was a white guy, but he don't got no smoke for them. He said, nah, they can do what they want. He ain't got no smoke for the white guy, just black people for some odd reason. Like, he's got some weird thing with us, bro. Like, it's super weird. It's super weird.
I don't like that approach. It's one thing to be vicious to the people in the arena, but I really don't like that approach of antagonizing people in public. Not even just for politics, but I think that people have enough on their plate. You don't know what people are going through, and people have enough problems. I don't like that people are out there bothering everybody. I don't like that. I don't like these streams where you go and become a public nuisance, or you go and antagonize people, or you try and instigate a fight, or I don't like that. I don't like mean-spirited stuff.
Boy, who would have thought that Nick Fuentes would have the base woke take? But you see, the problem isn't that Chud is just saying things racist for attention. Even though that is a problem, it's not the problem. It's the fact that he's doing it and pretending to be fearless at the same time, even though his whole setup is already preparing for consequences. He has these baked in protections, at least in his own mind, which we'll see a little bit later is not necessarily true, but he wants to act as if he's this lawless figure.
Y'all chimping out. Y'all believe in freedom of speech? What's going on, man? Freedom of speech, y'all know me. Hell yeah. White people can say right?
Whoa,
come on! I thought y'all believe in freedom of speech.
You see, Chud wants to provoke disrespect and even threaten people if they do some sort of harm or if they don't take his words and his approach the right way. But at the same time, he wants to hide behind his protection. He wants to shield himself from any sorts of consequences. He wants to throw the stone and then hide his hands. He can't be the brave racist guy, but then at the same time, when you're met with these people who aren't necessarily happy about the way that you go about things, be all upset and get your panties in a bunch. It just doesn't work.
Right.
Come on outside. What do you want to holler about? Look at him chimping out. Come on, peg me then.
Fuck you talking about, nigga?
Do something.
You think I'm waiting on cuz I'm worried about
Come
that?
on, do something.
Fuck you.
I'm trying to get out of here. They keep pulling their cars behind mine. One's parked right in front of mine. They're fucking, he's walking up on me with a gun. Yes, dude, yes. There's many of them here. The one that assaulted me, left. The one that spit on me, left. There's two others here. I will defend myself. I'm starting to fear for my life.
Caught him reporting somebody in person. What he does is start shit, then he'll pull a gun out on you. As soon as you
he don't like it. It's just so crazy.
He got his, I got mine. But he on the phone with the police.
You see, every time somebody responds or retaliates to Chudthebuilder, he likes to tuck his tail and act as like a normal civilian, as if he didn't antagonize him.
I'm a civilian.
He has the right to provoke these people and there not be some sort of fallback or pushback onto him. And this is the reason why he thinks that he can, you know, respond in any way, shape, form, or fashion that he believes so. So now we've established he's some sort of racist, fake tough guy. Like he really just wants to provoke people, really wants to get the eyes on him, but if any sort of backlash comes his way, he thinks that he should be well within rights. What he doesn't understand is that this path that he's taking is going to close more doors faster than we've ever seen before. Not too long ago, he got kicked off of Kick, no pun intended. A platform that was supposed to be predicated on free speech. That was the foundation of Kick, and they decided, hey, we're gonna get him off the platform. He made pleas to the company via Twitter and the appeals process, but they were almost instantly denied. And why? Because nobody wants to deal with through what you're trying to get off. The gimmick isn't even believable at this point, and it's tired. This is where Chud isn't understanding his strategy isn't necessarily working. He thinks these viral moments from a feared buck or whatever clips page that exists on Twitter are proof that, hey, this strategy is working, like many others have done before.
And that's the worst thing. You got this feared buck shit, bro. They will put anything out there because they know it'll get a click. Like, they're not journalism, they're not professionals. It's a nigga sitting here outside, you know, in the crib, probably still at mom's crib, just making clips that actually have no context.
Those others will tell Chud, gang, the million views that you get here and there on these other platforms from repurposing your clips aren't worth losing an entire platform, especially one that is monetizing you. Every viral clip isn't some sort of win, and every million views, especially ones that don't go directly to you, isn't a marker of success. But what that viral clip can do is show companies why they should not work with you. And so once these platforms start to see you as a liability, you're faced with two decisions. It's almost like that Green Goblin mask. You either go down the path of changing your content and fixing your way, or you find a new platform, shrinking into smaller spaces, but doubling down into what you are known for. And ultimately, that's what Chud did when he decided to switch platforms to Pump, one of these offshoot platforms, and double and triple down on the racist rage baiting.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought Pump was like one of those gay sites. I was like, oh, maybe they got their own little streaming joint. It would make sense seeing how Chud does the pegging.
Content.
Did you just hit me, bitch?
I will fucking
You just did.
Fucking try me, bitch. Try me.
Oh, y'all going to jail.
Tell the boys to follow me on Instagram at They Love It.
Only if you believe in freedom of speech.
I believe in freedom of speech.
So white people can say no. We're good.
Oh, hey, yo.
You wouldn't do shit, bitch. What are you mad about a word for? What'd I say? Your game. Does that bother you?
Now, for the sake
I
of
don't
the
know.
audience, I'm not gonna play any more
Also,
clips.
don't know why she even was like. I would never get in the camera of somebody I know who's just openly racist just to get in the camera, and that's the thing. You people are addicted to throwing y'all ats and shit out there, bro. Like, nobody even cares about y'all.
Where this white man says the hard R N-word. I feel like it's unnecessary and redundant. You've got the gist already. But this ultimately just goes to show you that he doubled and tripled down. This is where the shock tubers kind of lose the plot. Instead of learning from a lesson,
like, what the fuck is Pump?
What I am saying or the way that I am approaching this is not getting validated by the masses, and you know, I should probably look deep inside and say, why am I doing this? They decided to double down, and doubling down is going to put you in a place and space that ultimately is going to lead you down a detrimental path. One that could potentially lead to your block getting knocked off, but that's not a threat. That's just the reality of the situation. Now, even to this day, Chud has been hanging on to this free speech concept, one in which he thinks will validate what he is saying about, you know, if he can or cannot do this. You see, Chudthebuilder's free speech defense is built on breadcrumbs and nothing more.
Right.
There won't. Why not? I said the N-word on the internet. Now they say I'm just an un-American person because I believe in freedom of speech. Isn't that crazy?
You keep going, and then he keep hobbling over here to these other white people who he wants to basically join and rally up, bro. Like, I'll tell you, the only person who might give Chud the time of day is Trump. For real. Trump or Pete Hegseth. Yeah, let Chud go out there and fight and you know, out there. Go tell Chud go get us a straight of Herman. Or moves.
I can understand that. Why does that matter?
It does. I don't like it.
You don't like freedom of speech either? Go ahead and go. I'm gonna stand right here.
This older gentleman isn't somebody who's looking for some sort of clout or fame or notoriety.
He's not.
See, Chud thinks that he can walk up to anybody and everybody and use this quote-unquote magical get out of jail free card. Hey, free speech, I'm clear and I'm good to go. But the old man is telling him that just because we have quote-unquote free speech in the United States does not mean that you are free of any consequences. Now, the old man ultimately does remove himself, and I am proud of him for not, you know, engaging with Chud. But this is the part that he just doesn't understand, and this is the same old tired gimmick that honestly for a long time we've been trying to dispel on commentary, YouTube, and most of the internet, is that freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences from your words, specifically from the general public. You're not defending some sort of principle. If you were defending some sort of principle of free speech, there are 11 million ways that you could go about with the whole free speech.
Yeah, no, there's been so many people, white people, who use the free speech thing. Bro, you're just a terrible person. That's also that. Like, it's nothing special about it. This wasn't even about free speech. You know how it's not about a nuclear weapon or over there. This is never about free speech, bro. You want to take your, you want to garner enough fans that think like you and operate like you, who will say mindless things and not, you don't even got to think about how people feel. You know what you're doing. You just want to be an agent of chaos. You're one of those people who are, an enemy within type deal. Because say if America's all trying to be on the same page and you're sitting here trying to cause dissent and pandemonium by starting some kind of class war or race war, like, you know what you're doing. Like, nobody else, we don't need to have a full conversation about it. You know exactly what you're doing. You feel like this is what you should do, and the thing about it is, as bad as Chudthebuilder is himself, there's been enough people to support him. All those nasty people who helped him reach his sub goal are people who think just like him. And it's funny because these people who think just like him, you come to realize nobody was worried about Chudthebuilder. He just kept getting them. He just kept putting himself online with his bear mason, his weapon threats. That's all it was. Like, nobody was looking for you besides the people who support you, and that's fine, because those type of people need someone to rally behind. They want to not feel alone, because nobody wants to be alone. But when you're, I don't even want to say on the wrong side of things, but when you're just a nasty individual for the sake of just being a nasty individual, this is the shit. That's a sad life, but
concept. And this is why I never got those people, and more specifically, the people that believe the free speechers. They're not talking about people who have truly been silenced of their words. They're not talking about people who have been, quote unquote, fired or canceled by their jobs because of things that they have said, or seen some sort of government intervention based off of words they are placing. No, they just go around the internet and say a bunch of slurs and do a bunch of racist things, drop racial epithets, all these different things in the name of free speech. There are challenges on free speech daily that go on in this country and worldwide. And the only way that these content creators can ever seem to find a way to help in the fight of free speech is by going around different towns, cities, blocks, dropping slurs and seeing if the average everyday person has a problem with it. It baffles me. It's really beyond me, and it really just exposes
like,
the
seriously,
grift that they're trying to get off. And the grift isn't just getting exposed to us as the consumers on social media. We also have to remember these are real life people as well, and these people have real life jobs. See, Chud thinks that he can hide behind the fact that, this is freedom of speech. I should be able to do and say whatever I want without any sort of intervention or consequences or retaliation. But as he's finding out quick, fast, and in a hurry, there is a legal system that is used to protect American citizens from people just like Chud.
If what you're doing is going around using racial slurs and profanity, that's a little different.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Are you gonna argue that in court? Because I walked into the gas station and walked out. And as I'm walking to my truck, I turn around, he's got something.
Chud's one of those people who know all the laws because they made them up in their mind, and they bend the laws to fit whatever their need is at that moment.
Behind his back, it looks like a gun. It's a drill.
They're saying that
so I don't give a fuck what they're saying. It's all recorded and it's live streamed.
I know. I got you. And I'm just telling you.
And I have every right to say whatever I want on the internet without being chimped out on in public.
This is where everything falls apart from Chud. You no longer get the protections that you once had. Everybody's seeing through your grift. Everybody's seeing through your ruse. Everybody's seeing your true color. Even the police. You thought you had a shield, but even them, and by them I do mean the legal system, is telling you that well, there's a human element. Even though there are strict definitions and words that make up the legal system, judges, cops, lawyers, all these things, juries are using their own interpretations. They're using their best judgment. They're critically thinking to come to a conclusion. Anybody and everybody can see that you are somebody who is antagonizing these people. Many people were trying to tell you that you're not really badass. You can't do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say and think you can get away with. At some point, you are disturbing the peace. You are being criminally obnoxious. And that's exactly what happened this past weekend. While at a restaurant, Chudthebuilder found himself in a bit of a predicament in which he got into a heated argument with the employees.
Yeah. We can leave. Hey, Pajit, calm down. Why don't you go shit in the street?
Pajit.
Why don't you go poop in the street? Don't get aggressive with me. We'll get up and leave. Thanks for the free food.
No,
Bob's Steakhouse. Oh, no, we're not paying shit. Buddy, I didn't get to enjoy my meal. You're kicking me out. I'm not paying for shit. Bob's Steakhouse. Check your Google reviews, little midget guy. Watch your mouth. This is America. You're in my country.
Oh my God, bro.
Absolutely love you. Well, I would not eat here, but they just kicked us out because.
Like, and that's the thing. Who's this guy? Chudthebuilder. Love you, sir. You don't know what? I would have told that man, you know what? We're not serving y'all either, white man. Like, get the fuck out of here with that.
This guy knows me. He just wanted to shake my hand because he respects America, unlike.
No, he has the money, and that's the only reason he's being let in here. That's the point. If they profiled him as someone like you, then he could, he could sue them. That's profiling. But then again, Chud just makes the rules.
Mr. Free Speech and Mr. This Is America, Chudthebuilder, thought that he could get away with whatever he wanted to get away with. At the dinner, what seemed to be the manager at the time politely asked them to pay before leaving. Chud said no, walks out, which is theft. That is theft. I think people need to understand that. But also, again, you can't just go around screaming and saying things, disturbing people, all these other things like that, and think there's no consequence. In the same exact stream, Chudthebuilder would then see himself being arrested by police.
This same one?
Hey, sir, you're under arrest.
What did I do? Okay. Can you lock it?
And now he's facing 3 misdemeanor charges, one being theft of services for $1,000 or less, another one being
Yo.
disorderly conduct, and another one being resisting arrest. Now, why this is important is because of 2 things. One, he's already out on bond for another charge that he had caught.
Oh, yeah, he's
But 2, more importantly, this is showing that this whole free speech gimmick that he has, the identity that he has as a content creator with the whole I can do whatever I want, say.
Boy, he couldn't believe this. He was like, it is a black man trying to arrest me. What the fuck?
What I want to say, we're in America, etc., etc. And this nuisance content that he has a real life consequences. You can't just go around saying and doing whatever you want with free speech being your shield. It's stupid. You see, this police clip shows that the legal fantasy that Chudthebuilder and other content creators just like this is false, right? It's just that it's fantasy, it's play. But there were some words from rapper Waka Flocka, which I didn't think I would say unless I was listening to LeBron Flocka James or Do Flocka Rant, that actually speak to the bigger message when it comes to Chudthebuilder and content creators like him.
Bro, you creating a race riot, bro.
That's what I'm
America
saying.
we need right now. And then, nigga, if you want to die, bro, just pull up in the trenches and do that shit. Like, bro, don't make
Facts.
the whole world. Don't make the whole America, white and black kids of America, fight each other for some past shit that you don't even know. If you even got racist motherfuckers in your family, you don't even know these folks. Like, why the fuck do you think this shit?
Like Waka Flocka and Nick Fuentes, God, I'm saying sentences that have never been said before.
Literally sentences you would never mash together in 1,000 years, or at least we never thought.
Mentioning in their reactions to what Chudthebuilder is doing is that there is like no productivity based on the content that they are providing to the space. I think that most people can see that concept, but there are still a slight amount of people that can't sniff out when these race baiting, rage baiting grifters and content creators come into the space. You're not really doing anything. You're having conversations or sparking up ideologies that have been either already debunked, shouldn't even exist, and creating race riots, emotions and feelings and stuff like that don't really even matter or shouldn't exist in the first place. Like I stated a little bit before, if you were being productive about the challenges that people do truly face when it comes to free speech, then I could see it. I could be all for it. I would totally understand it. But at the end of the day, that's kind of not what you're doing. In fact, you're literally just riling up others and riling up people, saying that people are chimping out or going over the top for no reason when literally you start over the top. And this extends to political commentators too. The people that take on the dog whistles and the racial undertone commentary and use it as if they're actually really saying things, knowing good and doggone well that they're really
they're not saying shit.
They're just using a certain verbiage or certain lingo or certain phrasing as a means to go viral. These are not the people that actually vote. These are not people that put their boots on the ground and are productive in their societies. They are just people who antagonize for the sake of antagonizing. And antagonizing for the sake of antagonizing cannot yield any sorts of positive results. We're literally seeing in the past month Johnny Somali get sentenced in a judicial system.
He needed to go.
Actual jail time because he was antagonizing for the sake of antagonizing. He saw money and dollars and cents in it, and ultimately it tanked his career to the point where now he's behind bars. He's actually doing real deal jail time. Even if Chudthebuilder were to do some sort of pivot, it's not like people are going to forget. We've seen how people have treated Neon, rightfully so, over the past couple of months or really even years in his attempt to transition. Anytime somebody gets an opportunity, still hate Neon. Some racist shit. But with that being said, racism for clicks works fast. It gets you viral. It gets more eyes on you, but it ages God awfully. Chud thinks he's winning because people are talking about him, but attention doesn't necessarily mean some sort of success. It's not something that I would use as a measurement. Sometimes people are watching because you're quote unquote entertaining. I'll give you the real about what's going on right now with Chudthebuilder. People are watching for the moment when he got arrested, and now that he's out on bond, people are going to continue to watch for the moment that he gets beat up or even worse on stream. But what he doesn't understand is that you're not going to be some sort of free speech warrior. Even though I may not understand it, you're not going to end up like a Charlie Kirk in this situation where people are buildings after you and all these different things like that. You're dead ass just going to be the next meme. You're dead ass going to be put on maybe a t-shirt or two, and you're dead ass going to be forgotten about when the inevitable does happen.